get my hanger to about 2.
But so you gotta be a flyer just to get your hanger.
Yeah, the hanger is all about flying.
But no, I'm talking that new mission. That new mission.
Oh, that new mission, that's all about flying. You have to fly your Avenger.
I ain't even talking about Avengers.
I have my Avenger on my other account. I've been doing no missions on my other one.
Did they stop the
So
Avenger
this your other account?
This is my main account, but my mayor city account is banned.
They changed the button that you press to make your shit go veto. Now you got instead of tapping right on the D-pad.
Hello. Why call me that? Don't call me that.
Oh, so hold on. So now they give you the option to source the stuff inside the hangar by land or by air.
Shit, nigga, I have fucked around.
I don't do it by land.
Turn my controller off and miss the flight. You ready?
It's a girl.
You better call your car.
Yeah, that's a girl I'm playing with too.
You call your vehicle. Come on. I only got 2 miles.
I'm in my friend's login. I am, but still.
Nigga, I felt that bitch all the way there in helicopter.
I should have asked him. Why wasn't he on? You should have asked him. He's in my friends list. Yes, still ask him. Text him. Well, no, text him. It's on my fucking. Oh my.
Nigga in Detroit killed his neighbor over
Try the app thingy.
You gotta be able to keep up with me. I be smashing on this bike now.
Hey, in Chicago, what's y'all Instagram? Y'all crime in Chicago Instagram. Y'all niggas, y'all crime in Chicago.
Yeah, but I will.
You said what, nigga? What you say?
What's y'all crime
Yeah.
Instagram?
Our crime.
Yeah, so the shit that be going around y'all city.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, but we got some.
Okay.
We got something called crime and need.
No, it's an app. It's an app to show you everything that happened. It's called Citizen.
Yeah, the Citizen's app, yeah.
And that shit'll tell you everything that be happening and shit. It be shit popping off all fucking day. They shot a police officer, everything. They shot a police, motherfucking.
Alright.
Two cars flipped.
I know y'all seen something about that little girl in Michigan, bro.
No, what happened?
So the nigga get into an argument with the mama. So he like his ex-girlfriend basically. His ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. They get into an argument. This nigga damn near trying to kill her, bro. Stab her ass up and shit. Yep. She gonna run to the neighbor's house and call the police. Police arrived. Tell me why, nigga, the dude took the old girl's daughter, nigga, a 2-year-old, nigga. Yeah,
what?
Fuck off, bro. That was like his child. That was like his child. And he took her, bro.
He stole the baby.
Stole the baby, bro. Like 2 days later, 3 days later, because I know it was after 4th of July. They found the girl, found the baby. Day after, right after. So
Dead.
These niggas have the whole 4th of July when the FBI is looking for this little girl, bro. And everything. Guess they found this little girl dead, bro. They caught the nigga first. They caught the nigga first before they found the little girl. dog was not speaking. He was not speaking none of that shit, bro. And then, like 2 days later, after they caught his ass at the 4th of July, nigga, they found him up there near the freeway, dead, bro, in the field. They thought, like, she got strangled or something about talking.
Yeah, bro.
That nigga crazy, bro. They trying to get that nigga life in jail. He need to be dead.
Bro, listen, bro, listen. He not going to make it at all, no time around nothing. Even like, okay, he can get PC while he going to trial. He gonna be in protective custody while he going to trial. But when he gets sentenced into prison, oh my God, bro, the men, bro, it ain't even gonna be right, bro. Yes. Yeah, you gonna die. Yeah, you killed a fucking innocent little baby, girl. You know how many niggas in there that got kids that they could never see for the rest of their fucking life?
Oh, they don't play about that
and
kid
his ass
shit.
finna get.
Oh yeah, here he goes right here. There goes the suspect.
Yeah, that's what they do, yeah.
No, bro. Think about it. Dude just got his ass stabbed the fuck up in jail. Nigga, the fucking dude that touched all of them volleyball girls and did all that shit, nigga. Yeah, he just got his ass shanked the fuck up. You know, he was with his kind too, motherfucker. And he in the feds. Yeah.
That nigga came from Michigan all the way to Florida. They say, alright,
man.
So they say that nigga, the suspect in the death of a 2-year-old Lansing girl has been charged with 20 crimes, including first-degree murder.
I think the other dude on their presser is gonna go get the last package.
Yeah, he already here.
Nigga, is you fucking crazy? Nigga, he killed an innocent little baby, bro. Bro, and they be dead, bro. You just gonna be hearing about it, bro. They be getting killed, bro. They be getting raped, bro. Them guards and shit, bro. They send them people in there, boy. They take them cheeks and everything, bro. Paying them men up. Your ass tweaking, nigga. You think we finna...
The guards see your crime and see what you done, bro. The guards away, bro. You was definitely fucked, bro. You was definitely fucked. Once the guards looked the other way, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't matter what, even if the guard was looking your way, but that shit still don't happen.
They still ain't gonna think about it, nigga. You killed her. You took this lady's baby and just killed her. I don't know what in your brain make you think that they gonna let that nigga live. Well, no, they're gonna kill him.
So please tell me, y'all really think they gonna lock him up with some regular ass niggas that's gonna make him pay?
Bro, it be a hit, bro. It be a hit. What is you talking about? It be a hit. Somebody pay the bread and they paying actual fucking dollars to get this nigga killed. So what is you talking about? This is life, nigga. Niggas gonna spend that fucking bread, nigga.
Hey, look, bro. They said her body was found 3 days after being taken in the alley in Detroit. They said the list of charges included 1 count of first-degree
premeditated murder.
Yeah. That's a life sentence felony without possible parole. It said 1 count of felony murder. You know, that's life without possible parole. And, you know, assaulted with or assisted, or I don't know,
Assault with intent
but
of bodily harm or something.
assault was intent to murder. That's life.
Uh huh.
Merriweather might. You know, first he got 2 counts. First degree
Oh,
criminal
this one's easy.
sexual conduct.
We just gotta
That's
Man,
kill
that
the. We
shit
just
should
gotta
have been.
fight the jet.
That should have been capital murder.
that's a
But
life.
I don't even know if they got
That's
fucking
a
what you
life
call it.
sentence. It's a felony, and plus what's mandated with mandate lifetime sex offender registration. And he got to work and electric monitor. That nigga said he got two. He got 2 counts of kidnapping. That's a life felony. He got 1 count of home invasion. First degree. 20 years.
No, he ain't. Is that a capital murder?
What's that?
It got to be capital murder. Well, Melly facing. Melly got capital murder.
Yeah, capital murder is like.
But shit, that shit was malicious as hell, and it was premeditated.
No, capital murder. Capital murder is only time you try to execute somebody. You execute. That's a crime. You actually stand up for being trying somebody or staying.
Nigga, what the fuck you think he did to her? He executed her. He choked the little baby to fucking death with a cord.
Who did that? Who did that?
That bitch ass dude.
This one nigga in Detroit, bro, because he got mad at the mom because the mom didn't want to be with him. So he tried to kill her.
That's
You got
crazy.
Instagram right now. What's your, look at my Instagram right now. I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, they're about to do him in. He's done. He's cooked.
That's what I said. This an innocent little baby, like come on, like come on, it wasn't like it's a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old. This a little child, man.
So he got one count of evasion. That's the first degree, which is 20 years. Disarming a peace officer. That's 10 years.
Oh wow.
Bro, we know this nigga finna do like he doing life, bro. We know that. We just saying. What we saying is he's not gonna make it in there for that long, bro. He probably get a year at the most.
And he stole her car, bro. On top of that, nigga, that's another few years.
Ooh.
It don't even matter. The murder off alone, that nigga was getting
Even the kidnapping for long, even the kidnapping by itself, he done.
Oh yeah, for sure. He go hit the yard and somebody go poke his ass.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Hold on. I can't be careful, bro. So let me tell you about this.
You said they're gonna release him?
They're not gonna release his ass.
Don't listen to this dumbass.
Now listen, hold on. If he ain't never kidnapped that little girl, and did what he did to that little girl, bro, he would have got released. Because at the day, this one dude that happened happened last year, 2 years ago, where this one dude tried to set his.
You know what? He might not get that. He might not get no life. It's just one. It's just one body.
He gonna get life. He got 20 charges. He's gonna get life.
He's not gonna get life. Is something
He's not
wrong
gonna get
with
life.
you?
No, he's not gonna get life.
Is you cool?
No, they're not gonna
An
get him like
innocent
that.
child?
I know,
What
but
judge in the universe?
Bro, anything over 60 years is automatic life, bro. Nobody gonna live that long.
I mean, they might give him a term that's gonna be the rest of his life. But it's not gonna be a life sentence. It's gonna be maybe like 50 something years.
They gonna sentence his ass life without the possibility of parole.
The only way he can beat that if he goes to an asylum. That's the only way he can beat that.
Not going to no fucking asylum, nigga. What? Y'all ass is crazy.
You go to an asylum, you gotta be labeled as crazy. If you ain't got no health problem, bro, that shit ain't never been listed, and you a mental patient, whatever.
I of think the mom should be kind of held accountable a little bit too for dealing with him for that long.
But you can't blame somebody.
I mean, you can't, but then you can a little bit because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you can, but you can know. You trust me. You know when your dude is capable of doing something really dangerous.
But she didn't know she broke it. They was broken. He broke in her house.
Why wasn't he in jail before though?
I mean,
he should have been in jail. He should have been like, you know. When it gets to that point, you know when your dude is dangerous. You know, trust me. My husband is dangerous. I'm not putting on her like that. I'm not putting on her like that. But there is some accountability because at the end of the day, my husband has mental issues like that, and not like that, but my husband, he can be dangerous. That's why he's where he's at right. That's why he's where he's at. That's why he's where he's at. So there is some accountability.
So let me ask you this question right now.
You can't, but I'm saying as a woman, I'm not victim blaming. I'm not blaming her. What I'm saying is we have to do everything we do to protect our children. So when that comes from any man you're dealing with he's a certain type of way, he should be in jail behind bars. He do everything possible to stay away from that person. Everything possible. He should have been behind bars. I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her like that. I'm just saying, like, you know, we don't know the whole story. At the end of the day, we don't know the whole story. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, when a woman's in a DV situation, she doesn't really do what she's supposed to do to protect herself and her children from that man. She's giving lots of chances. She's not calling the police. She's doing a whole lot of things to keep the relationship, like, you know, what it is, and that's not safe because things like this happen. If you do what you're supposed to, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We can't sit here and just be like, oh, you know, I'm not blaming her like that. Trust me, it's a sad case. But if more women did what they're supposed to do in these situations to get out of it, then we'd have less issues like this. A lot of times they you know, they're not calling the police. They're not moving out the area. They're not doing the things they're supposed to do to protect themselves. And this is what happens.
How long you and your nigga been together?
For over 10 years.
Damn.
10 years, right?
Yes.
So you telling me if you break up with your nigga with no reason, or you just break up with your nigga because your nigga doing this and that, and he feel like, and he feels some type of way, you think that nigga wanna probably try to kill you if he probably
any dude can. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do everything possible to protect myself. Even if that means sending that man to prison. Even if that means moving to another state. Even if that means changing my name, my children's names. I'm gonna do everything possible.
But you doesn't know when it's the right time to protect yourself.
Okay, but if he's in prison, if he's in prison for X amount of years for what he does, then I don't have to worry about that. If you have a no contact order against a man and if they're breaking it, they end up going to prison for X amount of years. After prison, if they get out and do the same thing again, they go back to prison, that shit adds up to strikes. So if they're behind bars, they have nothing to worry about.
This Detroit. Police ain't coming after that nigga leave or something.
Well then, you said what?
Detroit was slow as hell. Nigga, you ain't never called police and heard their voicemail, nigga.
Well, that means it's time for you to leave that country. It's time for you to leave that state. And DV is a domestic violence. There's federal laws with that, so it's a lawsuit. If they don't respond appropriately, then the state is held accountable. You can sue them for that. But most women, they don't know that type of stuff, so they don't take that action. That's a serious lawsuit.
It's so crazy out here in Detroit, nigga. The police will call you back and ask you did the police arrive. Shit, nigga, that shit fucked up. Nigga, I was gonna. And the truth is too, there's not enough police officers out here either too. Could you imagine being a police officer? Like, could you imagine getting up, going to work every day, and no matter you don't know when your life is gonna end?
I'm not trying to say police officers are good, but that's a crazy ass fucking job. That's a very scary job.
I would have most likely lose my job on my own.
Being a police officer, you don't know what you're walking into. For any call you go to, you don't know what you're walking into. There's more police. You know, there's more police officers that suffer from like. There's more police officers that suffer from suicide than there are officers that kill people. There's way more officers that kill themselves, but they don't broadcast that. They don't show that.
They take their life problem and put it into the gun.
Well, what I'm saying is, we get shown one narrative. We don't get shown the truth. There's way more officers that you know get killed. There's more white people that get killed by officers than black people.
They patty rollers. They were made as slaves. They were made to track slaves down. So how could of course that's how they started off. I'm not talking about where they come from. I'm talking about today, what happens today. I said there's more officers out there that kill themselves and everything than there are officers that we get shown that kill people. We only get shown certain things on the media. Listen, all that shit you talking fine and dandy. But if they all got their ass out the way and you had to defend they just let you defend your family and look out for your family on your own, we would govern our areas and our neighborhoods.
We already do that. We already do that with gang members. We already do it with gang banging. Gang banging is our way of governing our own areas.
And then
we already do that.
And then they shut us down.
Yeah, but you can't assume gang banging do that.
Gang banging is a citizen. Gang banging is citizens army. It's citizen and military. It's the same thing.
Listen, the gang listen, Martin Luther King, listen.
No, gang banging started for black people policing their own areas. That's how that started.
Yeah.
So it's the military, it's the army.
They did not want
the civil rights.
Gang banging is a branch of the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
It was started off to protect black people.
Yes, exactly.
And eventually ran them over and fucked them up. But as far as you're saying, like the police killing themselves and shit, I think more regular people like us, nigga, deal with PTSD and all that shit more than police officers.
Yeah, we do.
Just for the simple fact, police officers a lot know what they're getting themselves into. A nigga like me don't know what I'm getting myself into. I could walk outside right now and probably get shot.
Well, a lot of reasons why we feel the way we feel is because of what we're told. It's because of social narratives. It's like we don't know. Like at the end of the day, we don't know what happened during slavery and shit like that. They can tell us stuff, and if they keep telling you something, you start believing it. So I think it's kind of foolish to sit here and believe what a bunch of white people are saying. Because white people lie about every fucking thing. They lie about everything. They lie about everything.
What race are you?
I'm black. I'm Nigerian. Full black. But I deal with politics and I practice law in real life, so I know how much they lie. White people lie about every fucking thing existing. So you know how easy it is to project a social narrative. A social narrative is the only thing that controls our country, and that's when they tell a story based on how someone can understand it and believe it, and that's what it is. But it won't be the truth. It's a lie. A lot of stuff is a lie.
Of course, because they rewrite history.
Because if you believe something, a certain thing, and you believe it, that's what you become, and that's how they control you. A lot of stuff is such a big fucking lie. They can show you something on the internet, on the news, and can control your emotions and control how you feel and think and stuff like that. That's what they do. That's the only weapon that they have. Because if your emotions wasn't so fucked up and tied out to how it is, then you would be able to do way more with your voice and with your physical strength the right type of way. But it's not. We can't do that because of how they portray things in the media and how they tell history and stuff like that. It's called oppression. I'm not saying like racism doesn't exist, but it exists mainly because of what they say.
But they most likely people try to use freedom of speech.
white people are racist, and white people try to rewrite history into their own life.
They try to, they rewrite it.
In the history books, they go tell us, nigga, that we came on boat.
Yeah, they lie. They lie about everything.
They're not gonna talk about the niggas that was whooping their ass and kicking their ass. They're only gonna talk about
our country. Like this country was built by black people and white people. All that stuff, the Constitution, all that stuff that was made, was equally built by black people too. Black people were just equally inside politics and everything, just like fucking white people were, if not even more. They lie. They lie about so much stuff. They lie. You can't believe them.
Let me ask you a question. Who was the nigga? Because I want to know, because schools don't be actually teaching this, but who was the nigga back then? Most of the main slave that was killing white niggas, bro. They actually was showing them niggas what the fuck is up, bro.
The main slave that was killing white people?
Yep.
You mean the dude from South America that was in part of South America, fucking slave revolution thing? Toussaint Levert, whatever his name is.
I think so, something like that.
I think that's his name, Toussaint Levert, whatever. Fucking he's from France or whatever. Not.
He's crazy, motherfucker.
A lot of stuff mainly happened in South America. You know, it wasn't really mainly in North America, like that.
What you guys think about the slavery? It's the group of y'all niggas getting beat by 2-3 white niggas. But y'all don't jump this nigga. I would have been dead fucking around with myself out there. Nigga in slavery.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, I mean, modern day, hell yeah, we say that shit, but honestly, the odds are stacked. Honestly, the odds are stacked against our ancestors, nigga. Like, you know, for some niggas, you know how that shit is. If some niggas would have said, well, you finna dump this nigga and get all this nigga, whoop the nigga ass, niggas still would have run around, and nigga, they would have had open season on niggas like they did. I think our ancestors was moved based off survival, nigga. They was trying to survive.
No, white people just lie. They lie about everything. Trust me, they lie. They lie. The biggest thing they lie about is they break their own laws. They lie. They lie so much. They lie. You guys can't believe white people. They lie. When they arrest you guys, they arrest you guys so illegally. Like the black man, I believe the black man in our country is owed more money than anybody that exists in the United States. They arrest you guys. They due process violations are so common in black men arrests. Like, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure if you have like ever been arrested and you have somebody really look at your case and things like that, your shit is like illegal arrest or invalid. They lie about so much stuff. When they arrest you, when you go through court proceedings, like to own a gun, to own a gun. You know when they take away your gun rights? Did you know that you have 10 days to file an appeal to get your gun rights taken, to give your gun rights back because you have the right to bear arms. They can't take away your gun rights, but they don't tell you that you have 10 days to appeal. So you end up losing your gun rights because you got caught a gun charge or you caught this and that. That doesn't mean you can't own a gun. You have to explain to them. You have to like, well, I'm in that territory where there's gang members and stuff like that to protect myself. That's a valid reason. You're in a war zone, so you have the right to carry protection, whether you're a gang member or not. They can't tell you that. But if you don't speak up that in court, then you don't. They sit there. They automatically assume that you're not carrying that gun for protection. You're carrying that gun to wreak havoc. So that's why you guys get your guns taken away. That's the first thing they do to you guys. Like they lie so much.
They be like, oh, he black, so he got a gun. He got too many rules. Yeah,
because you don't exercise your rights properly. That's why. If a person doesn't exercise their rights properly, then your rights won't apply. And of course, someone just take it from you.
I feel like the whole purpose of English class is should be based on your rights, the things that you should be actually doing in life. We're actually going to benefit you with the long run.
Yes, it is, because we live in America. So of course you're supposed to know your laws.
You just said that if you get arrested for a gun, you ain't got the paperwork for it.
You said what?
You get arrested for a gun, and you ain't got the paperwork for it, or it's stolen.
If you're not licensed, right, and you get caught with like a gun for like maybe drugs or something like whatever crime you did, right,
The first thing they do is they take you to court and they call it a speedy trial, which is just a way of keeping you from taken to regular trial, because that's part of due processing. But when you take a plea bargain, you're waiving you're giving up your rights, which you're not supposed to do that. But they say they trick you. And so when they take away your rights, right? What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to file an appeal for your gun rights to get restored. So you have 10 days to do that from when they first take it away. At the appeal, you just explain yourself, okay? You just be like, I live in this type of crime neighborhood, whatever, and I want my gun rights back, and they have to give it back to you.
So what would you say to them when you got marijuana and a gun in your possession?
Marijuana is not having weed is not against the law. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It may be against the law in your state, but it's not a crime.
It's not allowed to be together.
What I'm
saying, if you, I follow.
Listen, it used to be the law. That you could not have a gun and have a weed card.
No, the thing is, you guys are talking about state law, okay? I don't look at state law. I'm talking about Constitution, human rights laws. If you look at our human rights laws, okay, it says nothing about marijuana. It says nothing about drugs, okay? That's why the government deals with drugs. Drugs is not a crime. The only crime a person can really commit is murder. Murder and anything that has to do with taxes, so like robbing a bank. That's the real crime.
If I drop my gun, that bitch shot off while I dropped it and it hit somebody. Do I still get charged with murder?
You can get charged with murder by your state. Yeah, you can, because you took a person's life.
But I dropped the gun shot by itself.
If you dropped the gun shot by itself, I mean, it depends. Did you have a license for that gun? It depends. It depends on who's representing you. It depends on how they practice the law for you.
It's open carry.
If it's an open carry, well, you might be able to get off, but it depends on who's your lawyer. It depends on who's practicing law.
What's the chances of that fucking happening? Zero.
The chance, well, if you have money, then yes, you can get off with that, because you have money to pay for the lawyer. You have money to pay for the privilege. Unless if you don't have money to pay for privilege, you have to have the knowledge to pay for the privilege. And the law is very complicated, like schizophrenic. So it takes years and years and years to learn that knowledge.
I feel like this: if a nigga shoot a nigga with a high point and the nigga die, you just should get probation. You shouldn't get jail time. That's a fake ass gun.
Well, if you shoot somebody, if you take somebody's life, that's a crime. You have no right to take nobody's life. You can't kill nobody. Like, even God said you can't kill nobody. Like, what the hell?
Y'all niggas in Chicago, so I ain't fucking with no niggas in Chicago. Y'all got switches out there. Y'all got 2 fucking switches. Y'all niggas got more switches than guns.
Somebody's gonna pick me up.
Oh, you said crime.
That's not the way up the name hill.
You said
crime in general is just bad. I mean, shit. We look at. I mean, you gotta look at that shit.
It's mainly. I only look at our Constitution law.
Stand up in the court of law, shorty. Your ass talk about that shit all the shit.
It's a Constitution law. It's only. You said ain't nobody what?
If you get caught with a motherfucking gun and you ain't and it's not registered.
I'm talking about having your gun rights in general. You can still go to jail and still have your gun rights. Your gun rights don't have to be taken. They don't. You have the right. You have the right to bear arms. That's our Constitution law.
So after you take a plea. After you take a plea, but like say you're not even a felon, but after you take a plea and you do something where you can't get your gun card no more.
You have to file an appeal. Everything is all about due process. Due process is the steps that occur in order to commit somebody, find somebody guilty of a crime. So due process, like say when you have a bill and the bill collector sends you a bill in the mail. That's the first start of due process for them taking you to court. It's evidence that, that it's leading up to like a lawsuit. That's why you get a bill in the mail. It's part of due process. So when you file an appeal for something, an appeal is when you're saying, basically saying, okay, I'm not responsible for this bill, or I don't agree with this decision. So it has to be done in writing. That's why they say write to this address and send it to them. That's part of due process. So it's part of, so when things go to court, it's a paper trail. So you're supposed to always file an appeal for something. When you file an appeal, that means that you are getting an equal opportunity for your rights, just like everybody else. If you don't file an appeal, but you had the chance, you still had equal opportunity. You didn't take that equal opportunity because you didn't know, but that's not their fault you didn't know. It's your own fault for not knowing, for either not having enough money or for not reading.
Some courtrooms will not even allow you to file an appeal. They will actually tell you to your face that you cannot do that.
It depends on what you did before. Okay, did you take a plea bargain before? Did you have other previous crimes where you waived your rights? It all depends on what you do. Everything is part of due process. And also depends on who's representing you.
When I go in that room, nigga, I ain't saying shit. Nigga, I plead the fifth. Nigga,
you're not supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to always take everything to trial. You're supposed to always take everything to trial. You're not supposed to ever take a plea bargain.
I'm telling y'all niggas, I ain't done shit. Y'all ain't got shit on me, nigga. I ain't taking that to trial.
In order for a person to be guilty of a crime, the officer has to either witness the crime and act, okay, or he has to either witness the crime, okay, or it has to be there's another thing. He has to witness the crime, and then
a few testimonies,
or the witness.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Testimony.
Yeah, it has to be a solid witness. And even with the witness too, that's even still sketchy because witnesses can lie. Witnesses cannot be credible. That's why they don't want people to go to trial, because trial it costs a lot of money and costs a lot of time.
And what they do with the witnesses, they tell the witnesses. Sometimes they don't tell the witnesses to make them not be scared. But
yeah,
with most officers who tell the witnesses, if you lie, that's a felony.
Yeah, well, the thing is, whenever you get confronted with a police officer, a person's supposed to have a lawyer right then and there. So, like, if somebody calls the police on you and the police officer comes to you, the very first thing you're supposed to do is have a lawyer. You're not supposed to get interrogated. Interrogating somebody in the little rooms they put them in, to me that's kind of like a due process violation, because it's like tampering with evidence, tampering with the witness and stuff like that. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to always have a lawyer all the time. You're not supposed to ever talk to an officer without a lawyer. If you have a lawyer can keep you from getting arrested at the scene of a crime.
What cops really do? They don't really care about what you say to the cops. The cops do nothing but read your body language. You gotta be acting sad sometimes.
Yeah, but the cop can't arrest you unless he witnesses the crime. So, like, what they're supposed to do is if somebody calls the police on you, they're supposed to go get a warrant and then come back and take you to jail, unless they catch you in the act. That's what they're supposed to do. If somebody calls the police on you and they come to the scene and there's like a conflict, whatever, right? If they don't catch you in the act, right? If they don't catch you in the act, and if whoever's there, whatever, they're supposed to take it to the courts and, present to the prosecutor, present to whatever with the story, and then the judge supposed to then issue a warrant, and then they go back and arrest you. That's what's supposed to happen. They're not supposed to arrest you at the scene like that.
And then plus on top of that, they can't actually put a warrant on you if they don't got no.
They can put a warrant. Yeah, well, the paperwork is part of the due process is somebody calling the police. Because when they call the police, it's a record.
They would need a proper cause to put
yes,
a warrant on.
That's probable cause.
It's like you saying I murdered such and such, and they trying to get a warrant on me. They can't get a warrant.
Yeah, so the probable cause is a possibility of something happening. So the warrant that they're giving you is they have enough evidence to at least bring you in for questioning. Okay, that would be the proper way. But for them to take you in right then and there, and saying probable cause, that's a due process violation. They can bring you in, and they have like 72 hours for you have
48 hours.
You know how they have 72 hours to give you a court? There's a 24 hours. How many?
It's 48 hours.
48 hours. So that 48 hours is when they have to prove, solid probable cause, and then the next step is going to trial and everything like that. But the first thing they have to do is they're supposed to go get a warrant.
48 hours is to prove if you're guilty or not. They can't prove that you're guilty, and within 48 hours they must release you. If they doesn't release you within 48 hours, they're going to have to drop that case.
Yes, yes. But a lot of times though, what they do is they'll come pick somebody up before that 48 hours and they'll arrest you.
That's why they.
And then what they do is they put you in jail, and then the public pretender comes in and forces you to take a guilty charge for a speedy trial by scaring you, thinking you're gonna go to jail, and then that's when you give up your rights and you plead guilty to that charge automatically. That's how they do it.
And listen, I tell people like this: the cops. If you think the cops got you in a little tight ass hole, just know this right here. And always remember this, bro. A cop going to ask you questions if they don't have shit on you. If they got shit on you, they not gonna ask you nothing really. But if they don't got shit on you, bro, they gonna ask you up and down questions, bro.
But even if they don't have nothing on you, they'll still question you.
They gonna question. They want you to.
The thing is, you're not supposed to answer the questions. You're supposed to have a lawyer.
Okay, we got some of the they give them 48 hours.
That's the 48 hours. That's with anybody. But the thing is, when you go to jail first, that's the violation.
They can detain you. They can detain you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can detain you.
They detain you for 48 hours, but what they do is within that 48 hours, that's when they come in and they make you take the plea bargain. You know when the public defender comes in, and they be like, okay, this is what you're going to do?
72 hours.
72 hours is what they can hold you in the cell for.
Yes. But I'm saying that with that time frame is when they hurry to make you plead guilty with a plea bargain. That's what they do. So then you can, you're in the system. You plead guilty to a crime. So anything else you do after that, even though they're not supposed to take other crimes that you have done in the past and like use that as like a past history to convict you of another crime. That's a separate crime, but they do that anyway.
Well, actually, they can't. So basically, if you got a warrant out for your arrest right now for something that you've done in the past, but they question you about this case right now, if they can't get you on this case or whatever, they're going to get you on your last case. So like, oh, so she had a warrant on this last right here. We're going to get her from this since we can't book her from this. Yeah,
because the prosecutor attorney has X amount of time to actually file a charge. Sometimes you can have a charge. Sometimes you can get arrested, right? And they can say like dismiss the charge, or they can say we're gonna give you a lesser charge or something else. But that original charge is still like in the system. The prosecutor attorney just doesn't file it. That's how they're able to go back and pick up charges and then like say, okay, well, we're gonna charge you for this, and then you get more time and shit like that.
Oh, that's like say you can get arrested because you got a warrant on you. Or you so basically they want you to question you about this because they say you was on the scene, but you got a warrant on you from back in the day about some shit. So if they soon they pick you up and try to question you about this, you don't tell them what the fuck they want, but they still saying you've been on the scene, you've been doing this, and they seen you with a gun or whatever. Fuck.
So they get you for that other stuff.
They get you for that warrant.
But they're not. Yeah, but they're not supposed to do that though. They can, but that's also. But if you had a good lawyer, you wouldn't be able to get in trouble for that like that.
Okay, but listen, once you're in police custody, they have the right to question you about any fucking thing.
Okay, yes, but still, when you get in trouble for something, right? They're supposed to finish everything off and then file it. You're not supposed to have like shit just sitting there or whatever, and then manipulate the charges and manipulate how they file it and shit like that so they can bring it up later on and stuff like that. If you get arrested for one thing, okay, and then they can't find you guilty, they can't find anything on what you got arrested for, then it's called arbitrary arrest. It's illegal. That's against the Constitution. It's a human right law. You can't get arrested for arbitrary arrest is illegal. Arbitrary arrest is when you get arrested like on suspicion or for something that like you didn't, like what you just explained. You didn't get arrested for that warrant charge. You got arrested for something else. So they can't sit there and charge you, like take you to jail for that, unless from the beginning they say that's what you're getting arrested for. Does that make sense? Yeah. But at the end of the day, when people get arrested from the beginning, what you say, that's why the lawyers always say don't say nothing, because what you say and what you do during the whole entire process can like change a whole lot of stuff. Like a whole lot.
It can and it will be used against you later on.
So that's why you're supposed to have a lawyer. You're supposed to have a solid, good lawyer that you have anytime you get arrested. Because like a lot of stuff people get arrested for, you're not even committing a crime, but they can't hold you for it because it's against the constitutional rights. It's against the law. I'm not talking about state law. I'm talking about like our actual Supreme Court laws. I don't look at state laws. State laws be bullshit.
They law is once they say once you tell them niggas you done answering questions, they got the right of way.
You know, I don't play when it comes to fucking laws and shit like that. Police officers, I don't play when it comes to them because they be fucking lying. You know, it's not cool. A lot of black men get arrested and stuff, you know, for things that they shouldn't be arrested for. There's no law against being a gangbanger. It's not a crime. It's not a crime to sell drugs. It's not a crime to fucking hang out in front of the corner store. It's not a crime to fucking blast music. It's not a crime to do the things that black people do for their culture. But they make it seem like that. It's not right. I advocate for black men in jail and in prison. You know. Right, move over. I need to go to sleep now. This nigga done pissed me off. Old ass. This nigga done pissed me the fuck off.
Me?
No, my dude. Yeah, white people lie. I can't. White people lie about stuff.
You got a white boyfriend?
Do I have a white boy? What the hell? No, the fuck I don't. Hell fucking no, I ain't got no damn white boy. I wish the fuck?
Oh, that shit she talked about the white folks. She better have no white boyfriend.
Hell no, I ain't got no fucking white man. I wish the fuck I would. Hell fucking no. Hell no.
If I had a white bitch, I was a little bit bitch. You better treat me like the kid.
You would what?
I told a white bitch, you better treat me like the kid.
No, you better not mess with no white female. Hell no.
Shut up, nigger.
Don't ever be with no white person. Stick with your own kind. Yes, they do. They digmatized. White bitches are digmatized. They like some big black dicks. What you mean? Yeah, that's all that. They fucking white bitches are nasty. They're freaks. They're nasty.
Flashlight on my phone, I see the shit stain in her motherfucking ass crack.
What?
Hell nah.
You didn't get no flashlight out. Shut your lying ass up. This nigga said he got a flashlight out. When they get the flashlight, this nigga get the pussy.
You don't want to like turn the lights off so you look like when you go in and out. Hey, that's every nigga, bro.
You say you seen a shit stain her ass?
Ew.
That's nasty. You mean you didn't smell her before y'all started doing it? If she had that smell like something, she had a shit stain. What the fuck? she had a dirty booty. Babe.
That's bad.
When I smoke weed, my senses get fucked up. This shit. Unless some crazy ass shit. I'm out.
White girls got nasty coochie. Fucking Mexican bitches, Puerto Rican bitches, they have some fire pussies. Yeah, they do.
I'm gonna date one too. Need one too.
You said what?
So I'm dating Mexican.
Yeah. Mexican bitches are freaky. They be talking Spanish to you and everything.
I love black girls. Or watching black porn.
I can't give her no woman where I gotta like think about her family being racist and shit. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Black women, they need to learn how to fucking they need to learn how to be with black men properly. And black men need to learn how to control themselves better.
That shit easy.
Trust me, trust me, okay. My dude is, he's a nigga, certified. Okay. I know how it is. A lot of these dudes have mental health issues they don't even know about. Shit.
Yeah.
I got bitches that say
Especially dudes from like down south and stuff. A lot of them come from lines of incest and shit. So their mental health issues be really deep. With their cousins and shit like that and uncles and stuff. So when they produce and stuff, they be, you know, a lot of them have like autism and shit and all that stuff. And they don't even know it. That's why they act the way they act.
Oh, you talking about the white folks?
No, I'm talking about black people too. A lot of black people.
Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about black people, then we a part of that shit then, cause nigga.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said a lot of black women need to learn how to properly be with a black man, black men. When you with a man who has like untreated mental issues, especially a black man, you can't be doing the things that you do.
And they said black people was the first people on earth, and they said white people was the two.
You said what?
They said white people was the two babies.
White people came from us out of a genetic mutation due to incest.
Exactly, through a tube.
No, due incest, sex. That's why I think happened. I think that some black people fucked each other and started with albinoism, and then they pretty much like had them like, you know, move away from where they were staying at and shit like that, and they migrated further away from, you know, the darker regions, hotter regions of the earth, and then they evolved that way. That's what I think happened.
I mean, you gotta think about it.
Oh, we starting right there, but what about that code up there here, the eye color? Well,
because if you look up there, like in Ireland, up there, up them like Greenland states, there's a race of white people where their skin forgot how to produce melanin. So, and if you can't survive with it really without melanin. So.
But that's based on what you eat.
No, I'm saying though. Well, yeah, true, but I can see that being a possibility though. If you're not getting that much sun, if you're not getting that much that energy from the sun, because the sun provides us all energy. If you're not getting that much, then of course your genes are going to, you know, your gene expression is not going to be expressing the way that a person who does have more of that, and eventually your genes can stop expressing that way. So I can see that being a possibility. That's why you see a lot of people that live, a lot of white people that are from like Greenland and Finland and Iceland and shit like that. The people up there, way up there at the top or whatnot. Yeah, it's real. They forgot how to fucking produce melanin. So they take, what they do is they take us. They need bone marrow. That's why they do like a lot of stuff like cancer and stuff like that, because of their genes. And bone marrow, a lot of people who have like a lot of bone marrow are people who have big hips and top heavy. Mainly black folks, we have like a large supply of bone marrow. That's why abortions are like that in the United States, because they take those, they use the aborted fetuses and stuff like that for their medicines and stuff. That they get the stem cells. They're learning how to regrow teeth by using stem cells. Stem cells is huge, it's deep. That's a very major thing that they need. That's why we have abortions. No other country in the world does abortions but the United States. Abortion is not what you're supposed to be doing. That's not natural. It's not normal.
Yeah, they ain't got abortion. They knock their baby out.
They don't be doing that shit in other countries and shit. You hear about that country in Africa? I think it was fucking not Ethiopia, but one of them made a law that if you are from the LGBTQ community, then you get sentenced to death.
Shit, I don't blame you.
I mean, you gotta think about it.
That's not natural.
That should be natural, though. Shit.
What should be natural? It's not natural for two men to be fucking each other.
That's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural. That's some white people shit. So they made a law. There's a law in Africa now, one of the countries in Africa, where if you're from the LGBTQ community, you get sentenced to death. They don't tolerate that shit out there.
Wow, that's crazy.
As you should.
It's fucked up. See, the thing about it is though, Africa is still traditional. Africa still believe in a mom, a dad, and children.
Yeah.
The thing about niggas in America is we can't be traditional because we got the niggas that's piggybacking. The black folks that's a part of the LGBTQ community. So when you say, you know, we need traditional black families again, niggas run up and cry and shit. That's why I don't like.
Yeah, it's because the way we've been raised out here. It's the narrative. It's because how we've been raised.
They like niggas that told you gay, lesbian shit, all that shit is some mental shit. Niggas, like mental illness.
It is. Yeah, it is. You're not. It's from being exposed to that type of shit and then getting brainwashed into it. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
No, or sometimes it's from early, like.
But the thing is though, if you come from, because epigenetics is real. Epigenetics is when the way you are is based on your family line, your genes. That's why they say if you come from a person who drinks alcohol, your kids, no matter what, they're gonna be alcoholics too. Now, part of that is from environment, because you're raised around alcoholics. That's going to influence it. But even if you're adopted and you're not raised around alcoholics, then the way that your genes express, you're going to gravitate towards things that are like towards alcoholism. So that's how people end up like that, because it's in their genes. That's very real.
Niggas like, damn, bro. Killed your shot that fast, bro. What just pulled this bitch? I poured like 2 shots in one cup. He's like, bro, you killed that bitch that fast.
Like my 1-year-old son, he couldn't. I'm not saying this like as like I'm proud of it. Of course I stopped him, but he can pick up like some alcohol and he'll drink it like it's nothing. Like I can't leave nothing around. He'll drink it. His dad he's 1 year old now. He's about to be 2 in October. But he'll pick up a bottle of liquor and he'll drink it. And like, some kids will make a face. He won't. It doesn't do nothing to him. He'll drink it like it's a bottle.
Shit, hey, you lucky that don't put that nigga around me. And I'm depressed. That day I'm depressed. Shit, we gonna be drunk as fuck.
So I have to be careful with him because it's
I've had that little nigga listen to all my stories.
Yeah, I mean most definitely. And that's good that you're doing that, because sadly, all people today don't believe in that shit. That kids pick up on shit early.
Yeah, it's very real.
While kids are young and they cussing and they saying bitch and they want to drink and they picking up a cigarettes and trying to smoke.
Yeah,
that shit is cute.
That's not.
So these kids grow older and being a self-destruction.
Even with feeding, even with like feeding your kids and stuff like that. Like the first thing they give a kid, the first thing they give a child when they're born and starts addiction, the biggest drug is sugar. When a woman gives a kid the formula milk, the very first ingredient in formula is high fructose corn syrup. So that's sugar. A baby, an infant baby, their bodies aren't able to process sugar like that. That's why babies are coming out with the stomach issues and shit like that, the gastrointestinal problems, because of the sugar that they're getting introduced to as an infant. You're not supposed to drink that at all. So when you start giving them sugar, that's how you fuck them up. That's how they get fucked up like that. So that's what they do. You're not supposed to do that to them, but they do it anyway because that's how our country is.
When you breastfeed, you gotta make sure you're healthy, that you can
Yeah, when you breastfeed, when you breastfeed too. The same thing when you breastfeed your baby and stuff. You're supposed to. The woman has to. She has to eat. Now she has to eat good too. But in our country, it's impossible to eat healthy in our country because of we're a processing country. So there's no way that you can eat.
It is impossible to eat healthy in America.
It is impossible. It's impossible because everything we have in our country, even fruits and vegetables, is all processed and manufactured. So you can't really, unless you get something from out of the country, that's when you're gonna get real natural food. But in our country, you can have the most healthiest piece of fruit or vegetable, and it can be GMO, or it can be genetically modified, or it could be processed. It is processed. That's how our country is.
Because since they move America, right, a lot of fruits taste weird.
If you're not growing your own shit.
Well, even if you grow your own stuff, like the seeds that we use to grow and stuff in our country, like it's a done deal. That's why they say you're supposed to pray over your food. Okay, you're supposed to do certain things like exercise more, drink more water, even though the stuff is still fucked up. It's still the more stuff you do, better, the higher chance you have a more healthier life. Now, if you go out of the country, go to other countries like Middle East and things like that, you get real regular natural food, but not here in our country. No, you have to bring that shit from out of the country.
You gotta go to the Caribbean and shit.
Yeah, you gotta go there. Yeah.
In America, it's like here near peace, and a lot of niggas wonder why when they go to other countries, people are not living like a hella old
yeah.
They eat based on portions. They don't eat. So they sitting back like, ooh, I'm full. That's why
it takes a whole year to grow a chicken in Africa. In our country, it takes like 3 months to grow a full-grown chicken. Yeah, because they pump it up with the steroids and everything.
So then they keep pumping that bitch up and be on time next time.
the eggs too. The eggs, all that stuff. It's like toxic.
I want to use those when I make cornbread, but
most of the eggs in America, like the brown eggs, they spray that shit on, bro.
Yeah.
They natural brown eggs, but they usually spray them shit.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, it does.
Burgers, pizza, all that shit.
So we need grade A. We need grade A.
I think the best thing to do is to
people supposed to be vegan.
The best thing to do is to drink. The best thing to do is to drink tea. You gotta drink tea.
Are you in the United States?
Yeah, bro. I live in Alabama now, but I'm from the Turks and Caicos, bro.
You from the United States though?
Yeah, I was born in Miami. I grew up in the Caribbean.
The best thing to do is to drink tea. Tea. Like I have like when COVID first came out, I studied it and everything like that, and so I managed to find some herbs that counteracts against COVID and all that type of shit. So if you drink tea, if you drink natural herb tea, it filters out, it gets rid of all the mucus and stuff out of your body and things like that. So then you have a higher chance of
COVID was not really real. I feel like COVID was not really real. COVID was something.
No, COVID was real. COVID was very real. COVID was very real. What they did with COVID was like our bodies is not able, our bodies, anything that goes inside our bodies, right, our bodies are able to like fight it off. There's not one germ on this earth that our bodies don't recognize. That's what our genes are for. So let me tell you what they did with COVID. What they did with COVID was they took the germs that we get, like the common cold germs. They took them and they put it inside of a capsule, so that when it entered our bodies, okay, our bodies did not recognize it coming inside of our bloodstream at all. And so the germ was able to attach itself at a certain cell at a certain point. And so when our bodies realized that that germ was like there, then what our bodies responded in such an overwhelming way, and that's what causes it's called a cycloplasma storm. So our bodies sent out so many natural killer cells, so many white blood cells to get rid of it, and that's what caused the death. Okay, because our bodies didn't detect it when it first came in. They figured out how to bypass that first entry zone with that new technology they have. That's why COVID was so deadly. That's why it's so deadly.
Deadly because
normally when our bodies when we get a germ inside our bodies, right? Our bodies say, okay, well, we know this germ, it's not going to be so deadly, it can stay in here. So that's when you start getting mucus buildup. Okay,
hell no, our body don't know.
Mucus is the cause of every
mucus. Exactly. It is.
Like even AIDS, like people just can't find the mucus, but mucus with AIDS, right? That's
yeah.
in the skin.
So what our body.
No disease is supposed to live in our body. It's just that how we eat.
It's so what our yeah. So what our bodies does is our bodies depending on what kind of germ is in our bodies are going to say, okay, we don't have to respond that much because we know what this is and we're used to it being here, so we're cool with it. Or if it's something major, that our bodies will be like, okay, we gotta get rid of it. And the way your immune system responds, you're gonna have symptoms. That's what getting sick is. It's just your body responding to the germ. But with COVID, right? With COVID, our bodies did not recognize when the germ got inside of our body because of how they designed the capsule. Okay? And so when our bodies finally realized it was inside of our bodies, it responded in such an overwhelming way that it left a lot of like debris.
It was just the flu and bronchitis, bro.
Yes. But what I'm saying is our bodies did not recognize it in the beginning to respond quick enough.
Yeah, because most niggas don't never have bronchitis and the flu at the same damn time.
So when our bodies responded to the COVID, usually when your cells come and start like killing off a germ, right? You have like a lot of dead cells, debris, right?
Bro,
there's so much debris left over that cause your blood to clot.
Late 2019 or December time.
Yeah, December of 2019.
In the cold, right?
It
where I'm from, right? It was hot as fuck over there.
Yeah.
Like 4 deaths from COVID, bro. One of my uncles died from COVID.
Because I caught COVID real bad when I was pregnant because I wasn't able to drink my herbs. Cause I won't drink herbs when I'm pregnant because it's a fetus. So I don't know how it's going to respond to my fetus. So when I got pregnant is when I caught it real bad, and I was hospitalized, and my son came early behind it. But it's very 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 impactful because of how your body is responding at such an overwhelming rate in order to get rid of it, and that's what causes the people to die from it. Older people, their bodies can't handle that. That's why they died mostly the first, you know. And then people whose immune system is kind of weak or whatever, yeah, that's what happened. So it wasn't a new germ. It's just how they designed it. It was designed in such a new way.
Like if you look on the back of a Lysol can, it say COVID before COVID came out.
It says SARS, yeah.
Before COVID was famous, COVID was already a sickness, bro. Nobody never caught it like that, and it never been a pandemic.
I don't get how COVID.
Well, that's because for years they've been trying to figure out a way, because it's about cancer research, right? When they infect you, when they put something in your body, our bodies are so strong at getting rid of it before it can do anything. They finally figured out a way to put something in your body to a point where your body cannot detect it. That's what that it's.
They're using that to wipe out a certain amount of people, so the work could be easier to control and shit.
I kind of think that a little bit, but I kind of don't think that. I think it's more about them trying to control human life in general.
Because
that's what they said. They're making it easier to control people.
Mhm.
The less people in the world, the more easier it is to hold people and shit.
But you gotta look at it. The white people can't survive without pretty much a black race. They can't survive without it at all.
Well, you see how the whole COVID thing started. They said it started in China. Them niggas eating bats. Somehow within a month, that shit ended up in America because I caught COVID.
It was detected in here. It detected out here in Washington first. Washington had the first case.
Nah, that shit was going on in China because they were talking about the bats. And then that shit ended up.
You said what, bat?
Black people for that shit in China, bro.
Oh yeah,
taking people out the fuck.
My dude, I have to get off. I have to get off now.
It started with them, but then they still put that on us.
Hey guys.
Hey, yo, think how you get COVID? Hey, yo, how you got COVID since y'all said that? Go in your kitchen, go in your drawer, look at one of your silverwares, look on the back of that bitch. That bitch gonna say made from China.
Everything, almost everything made from China, bro. That's why